Hey there, Bruce, and welcome back to Eliza. We got through another 3 patients yesterday, and we went to the conference. Everything's going well. None of the patients really depressed me this time, although one of them did confuse the AI pretty severely. We're off to talk to Soren now, the guy from the Eliza place. Let's go do that. It's much fancier than I expected. Platz Principo? Ah, I didn't count on this expense. Maybe you'll have to pick up the tab. I mean, that could be awkward too. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. He said it was only going to be business. I love how these things always get complicated. That's my favourite. Complications.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
No.
I'm not really an oyster person.
Well, these might change your mind. No? Well.
Stop trying to give me aphrodisiacs, you fuck. You must come here often. What a lifestyle.
Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back?
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
What happened? Tell me. I need to know.
I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on. And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
Whose?
Damien, of course. Are you sure you're okay?
Who the fuck's Damien?
Your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path. Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
It's a war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
Why? What's wrong with him?
Asshole. I had no idea you hated Raynor so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling who was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do just to spite him.
You know what? I agree.
That's what my instincts say. And my instincts are what led me to where I am now.
I kind of have an anti-authoritarian streak in me as well, I must admit.
Standing at the edge of this brand new territory. Direct stimulation, induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system. It'll revolutionize the entire field of mental health, not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Sure, we'll work on those things. The important thing right now is to build momentum. I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you. You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business. Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone. And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology. It really does work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Oh man, I don't really want you messing around in my brain, man.
Considering it is all I ask.
Soren smiles as if remembering a secret.
So, what are you doing after this?
After dinner?
Yes. Tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in. It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you think?
Why do you want to go?
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Which is what?
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it. It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
What?
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention? It's sort of, well, there's a little bit of bondage theme there. You know, BDSM.
How do you know so much about this?
How do you know so much about this?
It's one of my research areas, in fact.
Well, BDSM.
The psychology of S&M is fascinating.
Okay. What should I do? Run.
I'll go, for Nora's sake.
I said to Nora we'd be there. I don't want to go with him, though. Can't I just go alone?
That's the spirit. It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment. Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless you want it to be.
No.
I don't want it to be.
Makes sense. Well, who knows who I'll run into there.
Soren drains the rest of his drink.
Let's go after we wrap up here.
No, you're a creepy old man. How's it possible that I feel old and Soren is acting like he's in his 20s? I haven't been to a concert at a club after dinner in years. We step inside and a blast of warm air hits me. It's already bustling with activity here. I don't see any bondage stuff here, though. What was he on about?
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since the last I was here.
Yeah, last time I came here, there was just this gangbang thing going on, you know, so... But I guess they're not doing that tonight.
Are you sure you're remembering this place correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment?
I'm just gonna go take my fucking assless chaps off.
I want to talk to those people over there.
Soren points at a group of women chatting with each other at the bar.
Are those people you know?
Not currently, but hopefully I can change that.
Fuck, he's a creep.
Wait, Soren, I don't know anybody here.
You know Nora. He's already gone. Why is he like this? Abandoning the second I walk in. Okay. Now I have to sit here by myself and act like I'm cool enough to be here on my own. Great. I'd have chosen to come on my own anyway. Nora's setup looks pretty simple. Knowing her taste for optimization, I'm sure she's going to use it very effectively. Wonder how many of these bands are still around. Hopefully some of them at least. What's happening here? Meeting with Rainer. Evelyn, you're scheduled to meet with Rainer at 9:20 AM tomorrow morning. I'll have a car come pick you up from the Queen Anne office. You will need to check in at the front desk, but you do not need to sign an NDA, as your old one still applies. The meeting is expected to last around 20 minutes. Okay. Well, I don't like this man. I don't want to work for him. Although his research sounds more interesting. Nora almost runs to the table when she sees me.
Evelyn!
Thank goodness I've been rescued.
Oh, I'm so happy you came.
Yeah, I wanted to support you. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people. He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something.
What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Wishful
I wasn't
thinking.
interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you.
I wanted to see you too.
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Fuck yes.
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
Oh, it's simple. I'll show you.
Nora leads me to the stage area. There are multiple pieces of equipment connected by huge tangles of thick wires. Looking at the setup, I realize I really know nothing about electronic music.
Are these modulars?
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
They all have cables coming out of them.
This one?
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not sure which piece of gear she's talking about.
The others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
Okay, is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start?
Nora points towards a small plastic keyboard on the table. It's bright red and kind of looks like a toy.
This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the sound. It's useful for piercing leads, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
Okay.
Piercing leads. Okay.
Nora points to another larger synthesizer. This one's black, with brown wood paneling on the sides and silver dials on the front.
This is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog? I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
Nope. Moog.
Moog, not Moog. Okay. I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Nora doesn't hear me. Instead, she holds up a small white and silver box. It looks like a wide pencil case with dials and little blue lights on it.
Surely you know about this one. It's a Roland TB303. You know, the acid house sound.
Acid house.
Acid house.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
If you want to go along with the conversation, all you have to do is say the last two words that they said to you back at them. Nora points at some words on the front panel. Devilfish.
The Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original.
Devilfish.
A guy in Australia does it. Oh, they're really awesome.
Aftermarket modifications for electronic music gear. This is seriously a whole world in itself.
Evelyn, why don't I teach you some of these things? It might do you some good to learn something new. You could come over sometime and we could make some noise together.
Sure.
Sounds like a fun time.
Nora plugs in more cables, creating a spaghetti-like arrangement that stretches across the entire table.
All right, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
I don't think I was helpful. No problem.
No problem.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
That was definitely no help, though. Nora disappears into the back to get ready. Meanwhile, Soren returns from his conversation at the bar looking slightly dispirited.
Time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too. Little Sappho. You know what Sappho indicates, don't you?
Is that some bondage thing again? Sappho? I'm just going to say the last word again.
What's a Sappho?
Oh, okay, of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize.
What? Nora comes back on stage, ready to start her set for real now. People are cheering for her already. Seems like she's already got a following here. Nora begins to press buttons on her equipment. For a while, everything is silent. The temperature in here seems to get even hotter. The noise begins to flow from the speakers as the crowd cheers again. It's harsh noise, distorted, glitchy.
Did you know Nora was capable of creating work like this?
I think she was always this way.
I think she was always this way. You just didn't see it.
Soren can't stop a weird smile from forming on his lips. Maybe he thinks I can't see him in the dark, or maybe he's just lost in the moment.
I thought she was wonderful before, but now...
The music builds with huge thumping noises. It's chaotic, but it has a certain logic to it. Feels like Nora is leading us somewhere. The anticipation builds and builds. Then it happens totally without warning. Wow. Nora, goodness. We're like an 80-year-old woman. This bass is really intense. I forgot why I don't go to concerts anymore. It feels like it's going through my body, vibrating my sternum like an instrument. It's a slow beat, measured, but there's something about it that feels sensual. Or maybe I should say horny. Yeah, this beat is it's just lewd somehow. How can a piece of music feel so dirty? It sounds like a robot sex grind or something. Nora looks busy operating her equipment. I have no idea what she's doing to create these sounds. Every once in a while, though, she glances up at the crowd, a smug curl on her lips. Then she looks in my direction with the same smirk. Her eyes seem to ask me, so what do you think? But as I meet her gaze, I'm too overwhelmed to send any particular message. I can't think of anything except that it's loud. I feel like I'm dissociating. Is this why people go to concerts, to feel like you're being obliterated by sound? It's not a bad feeling. Some of the people in the club really do look like they're in a trance. This is pretty amazing. I really had no idea Nora had this kind of energy inside her. I remember she was a good programmer, somebody who wanted to do a good job. But this power, where did that come from? The noises crash together, collapsing on top of each other, yet they still make sense. The crowd is dancing, united, electric. Somehow I feel like Nora is running me ragged without even touching me. I might need another drink. Yeah, let's get wasted. Let's get obliterated by alcohol instead of sound. As the performance winds on into the night, I stop trying so hard to process what's going on and just let things happen. And as long as you don't let things happen with Soren, I'm fine. I don't always need to understand what I'm hearing or seeing. It's too big, too loud to interpret anyway. Soren disappeared at some point. I don't care. Everything is churning, sloshing, washing over. A wave breaking onto a rocky shore and dashed into mist. Time for bed. Wait, where is this? Oh, it's home. I'm not sure how I got here. How drunk did we get? Good that I'm here though, right? Here in bed? Okay, wait, I remember now. I took a car. Everything's fine. I guess I did it then. I went out and did a thing. That was fun, I think. It was nice to see Nora. I don't think my body's very happy with me right now though. Ugh. I think I'll just close my eyes and rest for another second before I get ready for bed properly. Soren's not here, right? I'm very worried that he's here. Because he's kind of a creep. Just saying. Raina's assistant meets me at the reception area with an impassive look. She leads me through the building towards its center. Everything is glass and steel, clean and bright. Employees steal curious glances at me. Am I curiosity to them? It's hard to believe that this used to be my whole world. Eventually we came to a conference room where Raina is finishing a meeting.
Evelyn?
Nice building.
Oh, thank you. I designed it myself.
Really? I built it out of popsicle sticks.
It's funny, I almost didn't notice that you were already back working for Skanda. You might have stayed undetected, but I was looking at some of our statistical outliers earlier this morning.
Statistical outlier. That's me.
Ideally, Eliza proxies would all perform the same, or at least quite similar to each other. In practice, there are some pretty big differences. Some people respond better to advice provided to them by people they perceive as having more authority. A deeper voice, a taller stature, a certain grace or beauty.
Are we the opposite of that? I feel like I would be the opposite of that.
Other proxies may be particularly empathetic. A face or a voice that makes you want to open up.
That's more my style.
There was one proxy whose sessions seemed particularly effective, so I decided to take a closer look. Evelyn Ishino-Aubrey, contract proxy, Queen Anne office. That's a fun trick, to come back to your old company in secret. It's a rather dramatic drop in pay, isn't it? More than an order of magnitude.
I don't care about that.
But then why would you do it?
It's for research.
Research? So you're still interested in what you created? Let me get to the point. Why aren't you back here, working on the Eliza program?
Why isn't any of the old team back?
Good question. Let's see. Damien Seabrook. There's no helping that. Shame, though, for such a brilliant career to be cut so short.
What happened to him? Tell me now.
Soren Lloyd Rose, the former program manager, resigned just last week to found his own startup. Very cute. I'm not a psychoanalyst like he is, but I can tell his need to be a maverick, even as he benefits from the system, has been the primary destructive force in his life. He can be smart when he wants to, but just as often he gets the wrong ideas and refuses to let them go. His ego gets in the way. That's why I don't mind him leaving to pursue his little dream of being an entrepreneur, changing the world. He won't succeed, but I'm happy to let him think he has independence for now.
This guy is a cock as well. I don't like any of these people. Fucking management, fucking suit type pricks.
If his direct nerve stimulation technology ends up taking off, I can always pull the cord and yank him back. Nora Plavnicki, senior engineer. She handled a lot of the front-end interface for Eliza, which is important, but less what I'm after. Plus, I doubt she's ideologically compatible with us anymore.
Who the fuck is, though?
You've spoken with her. You know how she is now. Seems to me she wants to rebel against everything and anything without stopping to consider whether it's truly good or bad. Not that it matters. I hope she's having fun playing with her electronic music toys.
He's very condescending, isn't he?
I know she would consider her work to be art, but, well, who am I to judge?
Absolutely fucking nobody. That's who.
And then there's you, Evelyn. You simply dropped away. Gone for 3 years. Why?
People keep asking me that. I needed some time to myself.
Burnout isn't uncommon in our line of work. And still, 3 years is...
It could be longer. It could be forever.
Well, that's a shame though, isn't it? All that lost productivity. Who knows where we'd be if you'd stayed this whole time? You left before we began deploying, but you should know the analysts were very skeptical of us. They were saying there was nothing special about Eliza, that our competitors already had equivalent or better offerings. It's a good thing I don't listen to analysts. So far, the program's growth has exceeded every one of our targets, and we've outpaced the competition by a comfortably wide margin. We're a category definer. There's a quality to Eliza that makes it superior to all the other attempts to do something similar. You were part of the original team. Why don't you tell me what that quality is?
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
I'm not really sure what you're asking.
Well, let me return to my earlier question then. Why aren't you here to continue your work? You could be running the entire Eliza division if you wanted, but instead you came back undercover like a criminal returning to the scene of a crime.
Maybe I view the work that I did here to be a crime against humanity.
Is there something wrong with this company? You don't like us anymore? It's not me, is it?
Well, I definitely don't like you. It's part of it.
Maybe that's part of it.
You know what outstanding engineers have that mediocre ones don't? It's curiosity. Mediocre engineers tend to zero in on a single piece of the puzzle. They pursue technical breakthroughs, but ignore the larger picture. But you wanted to know how Eliza turned out, how it was working, didn't you? Even though you might have thought you wanted to put all of this behind you, you were still curious. You want to know everything. Not just how it works or if it works, but its effect on people, on society. You have that instinct, the need to understand something complex from as many angles as possible. So please, do that. Learn what you came back here to learn. And once you have what you came for, consider returning to your old employer. You can make a real difference this time.
I really doubt I'll do that, Rainer.
Well, don't worry about making a decision now. One more thing. You should go down and see Eliza for yourself. Sarah will show you the way.
Oh, thanks, Sarah. Rainer hands me a blue badge with my name and picture on it. This is my old employee badge. He held on to it?
This will get you through the doors. I've instructed the staff to treat you like an employee. Come and go as you like. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how much your creation has grown.
It's turned into the Red Queen from fucking Resident Evil. Rainer leaves me in the conference room by myself. This company. Skanda. Such a dirty word sounding. Skanda. Yeah. Morning, Rockstar. Hi, good morning. Hey, I'm really happy you came to the show. I'm glad I went. If only Soren wasn't there. I know it's not like your usual scene, so I'm extra happy about it. It was weird that Soren wanted to go too. Maybe he was thinking he could impress you somehow. Probably. It was so funny seeing him there. Seemed to be enjoying himself though. I don't know why he wants me to join his startup so badly, but do you think he's just being a creep? I mean, that's part of it. Maybe. Or he wants a woman co-founder as a kind of insulation. See why I'm glad I left that behind? I don't even want to think about that kind of thing anymore. I really love to make machines do things, but not in that style of environment. I'm sure he's asking you too, no? He's talking to everybody. Yeah, he is. Rainer also found me. That was fast. Did he want you back at Skanda? Yeah. I figured. This is maybe an odd question, but why don't you go into business for yourself as a contractor? You could even start your own company. I'm not really a business person. It's kind of my problem too, actually. You could just be someone who does some consulting. I do that sometimes. It's pretty good. I like the flexibility. Come into some place, solve a specific problem, leave. Anyway, it's just a thought. I'll think about it. You'll come over soon, right? Yeah. Excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Continue. Is it time for tea? This is fresh. Must be someone's full-time job to take care of the water in every conference room. Tech companies are really in their own universe. Yeah, it seems like it. Cookies in the kitchen? Yay, I'm glad. Oh my god, we need to go back to work. I need cookies right now. What does a fulfilled life look like? You know, I'm pretty sure I asked that question in not the last episode, but the one before that. Or I said, what is success? Same sort of thing, though. I don't know. Nobody knows. Finally, Rainer's assistant returns and escorts me from the conference room. but I think everybody focuses far too much on money. We enter an elevator and power, and it begins to going down extremely fast. It feels like we're falling to the depths of the earth. I'm not sure if I should be panicking or not. I would panic anyway. Nobody around us looks worried though, so this must be normal. I'd still panic. The elevator opens to a nondescript hallway with doors on either side. Looks like the secret research facility in a movie. At the very end of the corridor, we come to a special looking entryway. Sarah holds the door open for me, but doesn't follow me through. Look at that server room. A server farm, not particularly unusual. Why did Rainer send me here? He made it sound like I would learn something.
Eliza. Not the name I would have given you, if it were up to me.
It was a marketing decision. They thought there might be some recognition or resonance with the old version.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, I should have introduced myself. Sorry about that. I'm Erland. Currently the chief engineer here, but that's probably going to be temporary.
Chief engineer? He looks like a baby. He must be fresh out of university.
I know who you are, of course. It's an honor to finally meet you, miss. As someone who works with this program every day, I've often felt close to the minds who originally designed it.
That's kind of nice.
So to be able to talk to you now, just as another person, it's an honor. Sorry, I already said that. I'm maybe a little overwhelmed.
It's nice you feel that way.
It's nice you feel that way. Honestly, I don't know if Eliza reflects me at all anymore. I mean, look at all this. There's been a ton of development since I left. I doubt I would even recognize it as something I once worked on.
I'm not so sure about that. Most of the work we've done has been in the form of layers on top of the original system. The core modules are more or less the same as they've always been.
He's built more detailed models, right?
Rainer reminded me that you're still subject to our non-disclosure agreements, so let me share a little secret. None of us really has a great understanding of what's going on in there. I'm the third chief engineer Eliza's had in the 3 years since you left.
That's quite a lot of turnover.
Yeah, even for this industry. The way Rainer works is he gives you 2 chances to do what you tell him you're going to do. After that,
There is no third chance. I know.
we get these people in who say understanding Eliza will be easy because they're familiar with the type of program it is. And Eliza defeats them in the end.
That's the problem with having code upon code upon code written by different people, you know? Makes it really confusing to understand. Overconfidence is a good predicator of failure.
Overconfidence is a good predictor of failure.
Yeah. On that note, I do have some questions I'd like to ask you, if you have the time.
I'm not sure I'll be able to help.
Well, your deciding to work as a proxy has turned out to be an interesting test case. As I'm sure you know, different proxies lead to slightly different client outcomes, even when we control for other variables. We're studying these specific traits that lead to the best results. Vocal qualities, proxy attitude and affect, responsiveness to the client, that sort of thing. One thing that's strange is that when you specifically serve as the proxy, clients report higher levels of satisfaction, pretty much across the board.
Really? The ratings I get don't seem that abnormal to me.
Yeah, that's because we normalize them per proxy, so nobody feels too bad. Just a little user experience trick.
Oh, I see.
Comparatively, though, you're basically the best proxy we've ever had. Any theories on why that might be the case?
No.
I have no idea.
I wonder if it's because Eliza has a certain affinity with you. At some level, perhaps unconsciously, your design for Eliza's reasoning was based on your own internal way of reasoning. We all put something of ourselves into what we make. No matter how neutral we try to be, it sneaks in.
It's true.
That could account for your unusual compatibility with each other.
Maybe. I certainly wasn't thinking of that when I designed it. I don't know if I like knowing this.
I'm certainly not blaming you for anything. It's just that true universality is one of our future development goals. It might be a problem if Eliza tends to like certain people more than others. Our aim is to provide quality care for everyone, regardless of any differentiating factors.
It's a good goal.
It's a good goal.
I agree.
I hope you can achieve it.
I think we can. Hopefully it's just a matter of uncovering the system's biases and correcting them. We'll keep tuning things as we go, and eventually we'll have something universal, maybe with some dynamic layers on top. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. There are more questions I want to ask about the initial research you were doing at the time Eliza was first created, but I'll save them for later. And I'd like to ask some questions about Damien too, if you're okay with that. I'll understand if that's a sensitive topic.
It's not for me, because I don't know what the fuck happened still.
It's okay.
Okay, great. I need to run to a meeting now with the team in Romania, but I really appreciate you taking the time.
The team in Romania.
Yeah. They handle most of the progression and reward system.
Isn't there a big time difference from here?
There is. Sometimes they stay up late to meet with us, and sometimes we get up early to meet with them. There are teams in Munich and Hyderabad too.
Where's Hyderabad? Sorry if I'm coming across as ignorant.
As you can imagine,
It's a cool name, though.
coordinating development is a challenge sometimes.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Thanks. I'll need it. I'll contact you later with additional questions, but no rush or anything. Thank you, Evelyn. If you don't mind me calling you by your first name.
Of course I don't mind.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. I'll be in touch.
Asking permission to call me by my first name. It's like he comes from another era. He's just overwhelmed, man. Or like a rock star to him. I think I've spent enough time here. Alright, we need to wrap this one up. Skanda hasn't changed much since I left. Time to wrap this one up because we're out of time for today. But that was interesting. Very interesting. I don't really want to... I kind of like Nora's idea of becoming a contractor. I kind of like the work that Soren's doing, but he's a creepy asshole. And I don't want to work for whatever the other guy's name was. I've forgotten because he's an elitist suit fucking wearing rich boy prick. So, yeah, I think I have to go into business for myself. If although we could just keep doing the Eliza thing, I suppose. Since the first one, it hasn't hit me so hard, so that's cool. Maybe I resonated with the first guy a little bit too much. Anyway, I don't want to think about that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.